let's create a surface sliding effect using this knowledge that we have about the plane shapes delta and other deformers like the shrinkwrap. So here I have this very simple scene where I have this sphere with some like changes here on one of the sides, and I have this little torus that, let's call it the donut, so it's in this position. So what I want is to create a rig or a system that when I move my torus on top of the sphere, it will adjust on top of this surface. So to do that, I'm gonna use one of the Maya deformers that is called shrinkwrap, and also the plane shape, and also skin cluster. So the first thing I'm gonna do is prepare my scene, and to do that, I'm just gonna call this torus. So just gonna change the name to donut, and I'm just gonna call this the output. I'm just gonna duplicate. Oops. I'm just gonna duplicate one time, and I'm just gonna call this the wrap or string wrapped one, and I'm just gonna duplicate another one, and I'm just gonna call it the how we can call it, the restore one. Okay, so we have these three elements here, and indeed the output one I should be doing it later, but I just want to have a placeholder here, so you will see later. Okay, now we need a join, so I'm just gonna go here, create just a rough, oops, just a join there, doesn't matter, just reset everything. And just to have something visual, I'm gonna create the locator. So I'm just gonna create the joint child of the locator. I'm just gonna place it here. So why I'm doing this, it's because I just want the joint to have like a reset values here, and I can move this like directly, and when I want I can reset here. It's nothing else. I mean, you don't need this, but yeah, unless for the example it's not absolutely needed. Okay, so I have this, and now what I want is like take the wrap one and wrap it on the closest position to the sphere. So with that, what I'm gonna get is let's say if I stream wrap here, watcha, well, just let me deform, stream wrap, open the options to the closest. What I think the default one, yeah, it's towards inner, so just put here closest, just I want to do it, but and apply. So it's gonna create this mashed potato there. So yeah, great. So I have this, and indeed if I move this, I'm gonna get this effect. But look at one thing here that is happening when I do this. Look how it's jumping my point. So you see here, it's jumping. That's not good. That's not good. Absolutely not good. So what I want to do is first create something or add some values here. So I'm just gonna smooth target this, let's say to 2. So internally it's gonna smooth the sphere or the collection of the sphere. So it's gonna get better result, but it's still like jumping like that. That's not good. And also we can play with some like shape preservation enable and some iterations here. So let's put this on, so it's gonna try to keep it better, and I put reproject per step, and I put like maybe 3 steps. So this is maybe getting better, but still jumping. Okay, and why is jumping? Because the original position where it's calculating this projection, it's not this one that is flat here. It's taking the projection from this position. I'm bumping this. So because it's using the closest, it depends the distance, and it will like, I don't know, you can call this like a ray trace, but it's gonna hit the surface in a different way because it has too much difference, and that's not good. So if you do, I'm not gonna do it here, the explanation of how to do it wrong, to do it again one more time with the correct way, but I'm advising you, this is not good the way to start. So what I'm gonna do here is, remember these values, 2, 1, on, 3, and reproject. So I want to keep the same values, so I'm gonna get the same value. So here with the wrap, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete the history. So now this one here, it's the default position is projected like that. And here's what I was saying, like at the output itself, I don't want to have this output with the reset position. What I want is to have a duplicate of this wrap in this smooshy or squashy position. Okay, so I have it there. I just hide again. So I have my restore one, that is the one that keeps this, and I have my output. So that's interesting. So now what I want is to create again the same wrap. So I'm just gonna select the same, apply, and on the wrap options here, I'm just gonna set the same. So this 2, I'm just gonna set this on 3, 3, whoa, not 23, and reproject here. And if we check with our output, it's not gonna be the same, but almost, or well, here it's the same. So you can see I have 2 objects here. This is my output, this is my wrap, and it's exactly the same because I reuse the same reprojection. So I'm starting in the same position in both. That's great. Sometimes it's slightly different, so I think I was lucky here with this example. But this is the point. Just let me save here the position. So I have my skin cluster there, I have my output there. So what I want now is I keep my output here, and in my wrap, when you move, it's gonna slide like this, and look at that. Now it's not flickering. That's great. So now that it's not flickering, because of course it started in a very close position to the surface of the sphere. That's the important thing. So I can close this window here, and now what I'm gonna do is create my skin clusters to my wrap. So I have skin, bind skin. So now I can do the same here with my skin. But look at that, my skin is after the wrap. So my wrap is here, my skin is here. This is not something that we want. So all inputs, middle click, skin is before the wrap. So we get this sliding result. Okay, so next thing is I can hide this one because we don't want to see this one, and we have the output here, and I'm just gonna take the wrap, the restore, and the output, and I'm just gonna blend shape all this. So the form, blend shape, and now my output has just one input, that is the blend shape, with 2 inputs. The first one is the wrap, so if I activate this target, it's not moving, but this is sliding. And don't get confused by the flickering. The flickering is the shading, not the geometry itself. And now if I pump the second restore one, I'm gonna get my donut restore. So I have the original position. So it's exactly what I wanted. But now if I move my sphere here, so look at that. My donut, it's sliding on top of the sphere, and it's kind of projected. Some advice here. So this is great, we can do this. I'm just gonna save, so you have this scene. What happens if I go far away? It gets projected from far away, so it's gonna get the same flickering. So we need to keep this as close as possible to the surface. And if you remember, in the previous video we did another that is sliding surface with some controls, so cost controls, that was sliding there. So if you combine these two, you can get any object sliding to any other object. And the big advantage of this is this object can have also another rig, another deformation, and you can animate this object and it's gonna be moved. But be advised that if you have this as a static and you solve this in a local rig, it's gonna be much faster. If you animate the target, it's gonna have performance penalty. That it's something that you need to bear in mind. But yeah, that's it for this surface sliding example, and you can see now it's very nice. You can slide your object on top of the sphere, and it's keeping this donut shape but sliding on top of the surface. And of course the projection and rotation needs to be taken care. Just one little extra thing I want to add before we finish this video is that this effect, it's thanks to this plane shape delta that is the previous video. Sorry, I didn't say it at the beginning, but yeah, this is how the delta works, because we are applying this delta that is the difference to the other one, so it's not the absolute position. So that's the reason, because it's working this effect, and you can have this sliding. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.